Good morning, students. Today we are going to see Standard 6 History, Chapter number 9, Ancient Kingdoms of the South. In that content, 6 points we are going to discuss. The first one is 9.1, the Chir, Pandey and Chola dynasties. 9.4, the Chalukya dynasty, the Pallava dynasties of 9.5, at the last point which you are going to discuss, that is of 9.6, the Rashtrakuta dynasty. About all them, a map they had given, you have to complete this map and you have to stick that map in your classwork. These all are the regions of ancient kingdoms which were in south. Here you can see the Vidarbha, Satavahana, Vakataka that are shown in this map with dark black dots and with the bold letters. Chalukya, Vakataka, Satavahana, Rashtrakuta, Pallava, Chola, Chir, Pandey. So these were the regions, ancient kingdoms of the south. So here index they had given a shape they had given for the caves, that is Ellora, Ajanta, Nashik, Kalyan, Nanighat, Junnar, Kadla, Bhaje. These all are the places of caves. The temples, Badami, Aihole, Patadakal, and in Kanchi. That's all. Present state boundaries they had shown with the dotted lines that are the boundaries of present time. So complete this map and stick it in your classwork. Let's start with the chapter. Can you do this? Mark the important places in South India on an outline map of India. Important places of South. The Chir, Pandey and Chola dynasties. Of the many dynasties in South India, 3 are mentioned in the literature of those times. These are the Chir, Pandey and Chola dynasties. These dynasties were in the power around the 4th century BC or even before that. So as we are talking about the 4th century before Christian era, about this we can come to know that this Chir, Pandey, Chola dynasties are the dynasties which was seen before the 4th century BC and during the 4th century BC. They find mention in the Ramayana and Mahabharata epics. They have also been mentioned in the Sangam literature in Tamil and in the inscriptions of the Maurya Emperor Ashoka. In the Periplus of the Erythraean Sea, about this we had seen in the previous chapter, Muziris is mentioned as an important port of the coast of Kerala. This port was in the Chir kingdom and was a major center for the export of spices, pearls, precious stones, etc. So as about this BC, about Chir, Pandey, Chola dynasties, we had seen this all content in Ramayana and Mahabharata also can see, and also in Sangam literature, the inscriptions which was written in Tamil of the Maurya Emperor Ashoka, that is of the Periplus Erythraean Sea. In that also we can get the information about this Chir, Pandey and Chola dynasties. Muziris is mentioned as an important port of the coast which is in Kerala. This port Kerala, this all things from Chir kingdom, they are to be exported to other places. To Rome in Italy and to other countries. So as from Chir kingdom to Rome to Italy to these 2 countries and of the west countries, this material, spices, pearls and precious stones and many other things was exported. The Pandey kingdom was a part of today's Tamil Nadu. there was a great demand for their high quality pearls. So as in Tamil Nadu, the Pandey kingdoms, that was in the part which is in the present time, that is in Tamil Nadu, we can see the region of the Pandey kingdoms that was found in Tamil Nadu, and they were having a great demand of having a good quality of pearls. The capital of this kingdom was Madurai. So as at that time, the capital of the Tamil Nadu was Madurai, means Pandey's kingdom's capital was Madurai. The ancient kingdom of the Cholas occupied the region of Tiruchirappalli in Tamil Nadu. So as what the Cholas, they were in Tiruchirappalli, which is in Tamil Nadu. Let's see the second part, the Satavahana dynasty. As in the north, after the decline, the Maurya Empire, the local kings in Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka also became independent. They established small kingdoms of their own. So as after the Maurya Empire had been declined, small local kings emerged in Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka, which became an independent small kingdoms in that region, and they had established a or the present day Paitan in Maharashtra was their capital. So as what was the capital of the Satavahana dynasty? That is the founder of the Satavahana dynasty is his name was Saimukh, King Simukh, and their capital was Paitan, which is previously it was known as Pratishthan. King Simukh was the founder of the Satavahana dynasty. The inscriptions in the Nane Ghat caves near Junnar in Pune district bear the names of the important persons of this dynasty. Some of the Satavahana kings were known to write their mother's name before their own. For example, Gautami Putra Satakarni. So as the peoples of the Satavahana dynasties, they were writing their name after their mother's name. Means mother's name will be first. As Gautami, this is the mother name, and Satakarni, this is the child's name. Gautami Putra Satkarni. It means the Satkarni, he is the child of Gautami. Of the Satavahana kings, Gautami Putra Satkarni is particularly well known. A stone inscription in a cave at Nashik describes his deeds of valor. So as what the Satavahana kings, Gautami Putra Satkarni, he was a good king of Satavahana dynasty. And what the work he did, all that work is mentioned on a stone inscription which was found in Nashik, which tells the great, as he was a great person also, and he was a great valor, means a powerful king with quality. He had defeated the Shaka king Nahapana. He is described as Trisamudra Toya Peet Vahan. One whose horses have drunk the water of 3 seas. Trisamudra Toya Peet Vahan. About this sentence, the meaning of this sentence is one whose horses have drunk the water of 3 seas. The 3 seas are the Arabian Sea, the Bay of Bengal and the Indian Ocean. So as from the sentence we can come to know that how the Satavahana king, the Gautami Putra Satkarni, how he was powerful, as he had been described, and he was defeated by the Shaka king Nahapana, and he is also described with the sentence as Trisamudra Toya Peet Vahan. It means the one whose horse have drunk the water of 3 seas. Which are the 3 seas? Arabian Sea, the Bay of Bengal and the Indian Ocean. During his reign, the empire of the Satavahana extended from the river Narmada to the north to the Tungabhadra river in the south. As during this period, he had been extended his empire from Narmada river to Tungabhadra river in the south. The famous poetic work Gatha Saptashati in Maharashtri, a Prakrit language, was composed by the Satavahana king Hala. So another Satavahana king, his name was Hala. A Maharashtri and Prakrit language of Gatha Saptashati, a famous poetic work, had been formed by this king during the period of Satavahana kings. The composer of this Saptashati is, the Gatha Saptashati is Hala. This is the name of king, Satavahana dynasty. This work provides information about the life of the people during the Satavahana period. So as from this poetic work, we can come to know that how was the life of Satavahana period. Paitan, Tir, Bokardan, Kolhapur were recognized as important centers of trade. All these places we can see in the given map, which is on page number 42. Just we had seen, you can go through the map and you can find out all these places. Paitan, Tir, Bokardan, Kolhapur. These were the places, important places which was famous at that time for the trading system. Trading means to import and export any material. It is only known as trading. During this period, many artistic objects were produced at these places. Indian goods were exported as far away as Rome. Some of the Satavahana coins carry image of ships, the cave sculptures at Ajanta, Nashik, Karla, Bhaje, Kanheri, Jinnar in Maharashtra were carved. So as we can see a Satavahana coin with the ship's image, the Satavahana kings, they were building different types of images on coins, as this is one of the type of coin which was found in excavations of the Satavahana dynasty. Different cave sculptures are found of the Satavahana dynasties in Ajanta, Nashik and Karla and Bhaje, Kanheri, Jinnar and different places of Maharashtra during the period of, Satavahana dynasty. So here also the Chaityagriha at Karla, this one also you can see. Another cave of Ajanta they had given. If we'll go to Ajanta and Ellora caves, you can find out all these pictures there. So as in the Satavahanas dynasty, we had finished the content. Let's move towards the third point, the Vakataka dynasty. The power of the Satavahanas began to weaken by the 3rd century. Vakataka was a powerful dynasty. So as what? After the Satavahana dynasty, the dynasty which had emerged was Vakataka. And they become a powerful dynasty in that period of 3rd century. It was founded by the king Vindhyashakti. This was succeeded by Pravarsen I. After his death, the king of the Vakataka got divided. So as what? The Vindhyashakti, this king was founded the Vakataka dynasty, and Pravarsen I, he succeeded after his death. The Vakataka had been divided into 2 parts. Which are the 2 parts? About them also we are going to see. There were 2 main branches. The capital of the first was at Nandivardhan, that is near Nagpur. You can Nandivardhan, that place you can find out from the given map. And the capital of the other branch was at Vatsagulam, which is today's Washim. So as this is the another branch, that is Vatsagulam, that is in Washim. The today's place, it is Washim. At that time it was known as Vatsalgan. And the place which was near Nagpur, it is also the name they have given Nandivardhan. Son of Vindhyashakti extended the Vakataka kingdom in the north up to Malwa and Gujarat, and in the south up to Kolhapur. So as the Vakataka king, the Vindhyashakti son Pravarsen I, he extended the power of Vakataka kingdom from Malwa to Gujarat and from the south up to Kolhapur, and from Kolhapur and at that time the Kolhapur was known as Kunthal. We have read that the Gupta Emperor Chandragupta II had married his daughter Prabhavati to Rudrasen, as in the the Vakataka kingdom. Varahadev, a minister of the Vakataka king Hari Sen, was a follower of Buddhism. Cave number 16 at Ajanta was dug at his instance. So with the time of the Vakataka king Hari Sen, at that time the Ajanta cave, which is given below the picture, this cave was instances when he was king. This is the caves, Ajanta cave, which is cave number 16. Caves at Ajanta were dug and beautified with paintings during Hari Sen's region. The Vakataka king Pravarsen II composed Setu Bandh in Maharashtra, a Prakrit language. Similarly, Kalidasa's Meghdut also belongs to this period. So, as about this Meghdut, we know from our parents also we had studied about this Meghdut. And different Setu Bandh in Maharashtra Prakrit languages, it had been converted by the Pravarsen II. The composer of this Setu Bandh was Pravarsen II, which is one of the king of Vakataka dynasty. Here one picture, the Bodhisattva Padmapani, that is in Ajanta. This picture you can see in Ajanta caves. As the Vakataka kings in that way, dynasties were seen that they are the founder of the Vindhya Shakti. Pravarsen I and Hari Sen were important Vakataka rulers. Also we had seen the Vakataka were the patrons and art and literature. Books were written in Maharashtra and Prakrit and in Sanskrit during the region of Vakataka kings. Means different compositions had been taken place during the period of Vakataka. The kingdom of Kadamba Kalachuri had become powerful after the decline of the Vakatakas, but the Chalukyas king established their dominance over all of them. Pulkeshi first established the rule of the Chalukya dynasty in the 6th century. See, his capital was Badami, which was earlier called Vatapi. The Chalukya king Pulkeshi II had successfully repulsed Emperor Harshvardhan's invasion. The famous temple at Badami, Ayahole and Patadakal were built during the Chalukya period. So architectural importance had been given in the period of Chalukya dynasty. About this, the Pulkeshi first was the founder of the Chalukya dynasty. Badami was the capital of the Chalukya dynasty or the Chalukyas. Pulkeshi II, he repulsed the invasion of the Emperor Harshvardhan, and many temples were built during the period of Chalukya dynasty. So this is a little information about the Chalukya dynasty. One image they had given, the temple of Padadakal, you can see, which was built during the period of Chalukya dynasty. Next, the Pallava dynasty. The Pallavas were also a powerful dynasty in South India. Kanchipuram. We will continue. Before we go to next page, we will see the picture which they are given. The Ratha or chariot temples at Mahabalipuram. Here you can see the Rath and the different chariot temples at Mahabalipuram, which was built by the Chalukya dynasty. Pallava ruler. He expanded the Pallava kingdom. He was also a playwright. So as the Pallava king, he was also a playwright. His son Narasimhavarman repulsed the attack on his kingdoms by the Chalukya king. Pulkeshi II, the famous Ratha temples of Mahabalipuram were sculpted during his reign. So as the picture which we had seen in the previous one, this picture. So the sculpting of all this is done when the Narasimhavarman, he had made an attack on the Chalukya kings, and the Pulkeshi II, the famous Ratha temples of Mahabalipuram were sculpted during the period of his reign when Pulkeshi II was the king. At that time, that this place was sculpted. These temples have been sculpted in single rock. So the sculpting which is done, which you are seeing all this is only one rock. So by using different artillery, they had made one rock into this type of shape. The Pallavas had a powerful and well-equipped navy. During this period, India came in close contact with the countries of Southeast Asia. Internal and foreign trade flourished. Yongchang had visited Kanchi. As in previous also about Yongchang we had studied at different places during the period of during the period of Bhaskar Varman and what we had studied about Chandragupta II, Samudragupta. At the time also the Chinese traveler Yongzheng, he had visited to India, and also at that period he had visited to Kanchi. So as what? As the Pallava king is polite, like that only the all other members are also polite in that village, and also well treatment is given to each and every person who visits India, which is written by the Chinese traveler Yongzheng. The last content. Before we go, the Pallavas were important rulers of the South India, and the Pallava kings Mahendravarman was a man of learning and the patron of many arts. So as what? As from this architectural development, we can see that the Pallava dynasties and the kings Mahendravarman and other Narasimhavarman, they were the lovers of architectural development. So different architectural development had been taken place, different temples had been built during the period of Pallava dynasty. Let's see the last point. At the height of their power, the domination of the Rashtrakuta dynasty extended from the Vindhya mountains up to Kanyakumari in the south. Their powers were first established in Maharashtra by King Dantidurga. Krishna Raja first had the famous Kailas temple carved at Ellora. Up to now, we have learned about the different dynasties that ruled ancient India. In the next lesson, we will revive the social and cultural life in ancient India. So as about this, the Dantidurga founded the rule of the Rashtrakuta dynasty in Maharashtra. Here also they are given that the famous Kailas temple at Ellora was constructed during the region of King Krishna Raja first. So this is one of the picture of Ellora, the Kailas temple at Ellora, which is built during the period of Rashtrakuta. Built in Ellora. Do you know Periplus of the Erythraean Sea? A periplus is a handbook. The Erythraean Sea is the Red Sea. For the Greeks, the Indian Ocean and the Persian Gulf were also part of the Red Sea. Periplus of the Erythraean Sea is a handbook of the Red Sea. It was written sometime in the 1st century CE. The sailor who wrote it lived in Egypt. The Periplus gives information about the trade that went on along the Indian coastline. The Persian Gulf and Egypt, ports like Barigaza, that is Baduch, Nalasopara, Kalyan, Muziris are mentioned in the Periplus. Muziris was a port near Kochi in Kerala. This ancient port does not exist anymore. So this is a little information about the Periplus of the Erythraean Sea. So in this way we had completed our new chapter. Ancient kingdoms of the south. In this 6 points we had discussed. In that first point was about the Chir, Pandya and Chola dynasties. About them we had seen that the Chir, Pandya and Chola dynasties ruled southern Indian period in the 4th century BC. Muziris was an important seaport in the kingdom of the Chir from where export trade with Rome and the western countries was undertaken. The Pandya kingdoms was in the present day Tamil Nadu. Madurai was the capital of the Pandya kingdom. The ancient Chola kingdom flourished in and around Tiruchirappalli. All this we are. Andhra Pradesh formed parts of Satavahana kingdoms. Pratishthan or the present day Paitan was the Satavahana capital. Gautami Putra Satkarni was a well-known Satavahana ruler. The Satavahanas had trade relation with Rome. Also we had seen the famous cave sculptures at Baji, Ajanta, Karl and Kanheri, Jinnar and Nashik belong to Satavahana period. The Gatha Saptashati is an important work of the Maharashtra Prakrit, also began in the Satavahana period. About the Vakataka we had seen. About the Vakataka rulers, dynasties, we have seen that the Vakataka dynasty was founded by Vindhyashakti, Pravalsen first and Harisen were important Vakataka rulers. The Vakataka dynasty was divided into two parts. The Vakataka were the patrons of the art and literature. Books were written in Maharashtri, Prakrit and in Sanskrit during the period of Vakataka region. This is short information about Vakataka region. Let's see about the Chalukya dynasty. In Chalukya dynasty, we had seen that the Pulkeshi first was the founder of the Chalukya dynasty. Badami was the capital of the Chalukya. Pulkeshi second repulsed the invasion of Emperor Harshvardhan, and different many temples were built during the period of Chalukya dynasty. Different pictures they are given. About Pallava dynasty, we had seen that the Pallavas were important rulers of South India. The Pallava king Mahendravarman was a man of learning and a patron of many arts. He was loving of to learn new things and also to create new art. So due to which he had Narasimhavarman had defeated Pulkeshi second. The Pallava kings encouraged the Rashtrakuta dynasty. We had seen that the Danti Durga founded the rule of the Rashtrakuta dynasty in Maharashtra. The famous Kailas temple at Ellora was constructed during the period of the king Krishna Raja first. So that's all for today. Read this chapter and complete the given exercise and learn given and question answers. That's all for today. Thank you.